A lot of you have some to say about Aston Villa's ticket prices for getting into the Champions League. £97 for those home fixtures at Villa Park against the likes of Bayern Munich and Celtic. It's caused a bit of an issue. The cheapest ticket actually for non-season ticket holders is £85. It's a bit ridiculous. 03717 223344 is the number. We've got Richard with us this morning. Good morning, Richard. How you doing?
Good morning, Richard.
Morning, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks very much for making the call. What do you think about these ticket prices?
So, I'm a season ticket holder along with my wife, and our cheapest tickets are going to be £70. I go home and away. I went every game, including Europe last season. This season, I've booked up all 4 away trips for a grand total of £1,600. Now, to go to 4 home games, it's going to cost me and my wife nearly £600 for 4 home games. My season ticket's doubled in the last 2 seasons. My seat's been moved to make way for corporate. A lot of people have been moved for corporate. We're not fans anymore. We're customers. That's the problem. On the pitch, it's brilliant. Off the pitch, behind the scenes, it's a shambles. 45, 50 minutes to get in to the first game. People miss kick-off. We're not being rewarded for our loyalty. I went over 50 games last season, and what did I see? I got my season ticket put up. Seats were moved, and now this is just one thing after another. Mr. Heck has got a lot to answer for. There's going to be a big backlash on this.
Yeah.
And when we have we could possibly have a half-empty stadium against someone like Bologna for Champions League, and it doesn't look good.
Richard, what I don't understand is that they've not read the room, because they should have looked at other clubs. For instance, Liverpool,
100%.
£61, the highest price of their tickets for the Champions League. Newcastle last season ranged between £30 and £55. Even Man City, who have just recently won it, £67, lowest £37. Celtic, you can go to 4 home games for £184. Where's the package for Villa fans? Cap it at, say, £60 or £55, whatever it is, and say, you know what, you get a bit of money off if you pay up front for 4. Where's the incentive for fans to, want to go and buy 4 tickets straight off?
Exactly. I mean, Newcastle last season was their first time in the Champions League. They could have done what we've done, but they haven't. They
exactly.
played with their fans. For Burn, in 2 weeks' time, the away tickets are going to be like £32. But where is the incentive for me to go, you know what, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go to, I was there in the Championship when we had 28,000, we had a tier closed. I went to Rotherham on a Tuesday night, Norwich on a Tuesday night. There's no reward for doing that anymore. As I said, we're customers now, we're not fans.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And it'll come to a point where we've had enough.
Yeah, I
I
can
agree,
feel your
Richard.
frustration this morning, Richard. Thank you so much for making the call. Villa fans having your say about the price of these Champions League tickets. 03717 223344. And it's time now to look at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
Backpage review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Join Tesco Mobile and get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. Tesco Mobile. Every little helps. For applicable terms and verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
And Katie Shanahan is back with us. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, guys. How are you both?
Yeah, great. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Very well. So back pages this morning. Lots are plastered with Jack Draper this morning. The Guardian gone with Draper eases into US Open semi-finals, with Jack Draper becoming the first man to reach the US Open semi-finals in the singles since Andy Murray won the title. That was back in 2012, and he says he's still got another level to go at the US Open after beating Alex de Minaur to reach his first Grand Slam semi-final. The Times have also gone with Draper's serene progress, with The Sun now also doing a spread on Jack Draper as he storms into the US Open semi-final. But also on the back pages of The Sun, we're seeing here big names, big battles, with Casemiro saying, I won't Turk the easy way out, with Casemiro determined to stay and just fight for his Manchester United position. So we'll get onto that in a minute. But I want to just turn your focus onto Kyle Walker, the headline being here, Walker vows to win back his Lions place after being left out of Lee Carsley's squad. Because so Carl Walker, basically saying, the 90-cap veteran, saying, I'm disappointed, but you have to accept it and just try and prove people wrong. So that's also one of the back pages. And then just finally, which we'll come into in a minute, but I want to grab your focus here because the Daily Mail says, Toons Howe's hint because Newcastle won't block Eddie Howe's exit if England come calling. So, Gabby, if you were the FA and you had everyone at your disposal, how high up would Eddie Howe be on your list?
Very high. And if I'm the FA, I'm looking at the way football is now with the PSR problems. That isn't what Eddie Howe thought was going to happen. The future of Newcastle at the moment with these rules, they can't buy anyone. Newcastle fans probably thought these new owners, 300, 400, whatever billions they've got, and you can't spend it. So Eddie Howe would have been frustrated at the transfer window. And if he can get out and go and manage his country, I'm sure he will. So if I was the FA, I'd use that to their advantage.
So do you think if you were Eddie Howe, you would take it if you were
100% now? Because the frustration, I don't think Newcastle finish in the top 4. I don't think their squad has got enough depth in it. He would have been disappointed not to get Gahey in, even some more replacements up front as well with Callum Wilson's injury problems. So I think part of Eddie Howe now would have changed his thinking of okay then, maybe I will look at that England job now.
It would be exciting, wouldn't it, for Eddie Howe? And we know the kind of style he plays and the tune that he can get from his team. But I think all eyes been on Lee Carsley tomorrow, back in Ireland. On Saturday, back in Ireland. And I'm excited to see if he can do what he did with the under-21s, that style of play. Because you want to see England with a kind of all-out attack. They've got the players to do it.
If Carsley does well, he'll have the job, 100%. I've got no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a sort of job now. If you look at Spain winning it with a manager that managed the under-23s as well, Southgate, this is his chance. Like a trial, isn't it, for Lee Carsley? No hiccups, and you play attractive football, different style. He will get the job for sure for me.
What do you want to see under this new era from England?
I want to see more risks going forward. I think Southgate done okay for England, but you look at the final against Spain and you equalise, go for it. You're on the back foot, sit back. And then we lose. It was obvious what's going to happen. I want Lee Carsley to have his own ideas. Apparently he likes to play one sitter sort of and then 2 in front. I just want to see exciting football. I think that's what the fans want to see. Let's go and out-school teams. Let's not worry about other teams and what they're going to offer. And also make big changes. If you've got Harry Kane with a back problem, don't play him every game in a tournament and let him dictate. Make changes. And I think he will by the way he's picked this squad of players.
And where do you sit on Carl Walker? This story on the Sun, Walker vowing to win back his England place. Where do you sit on Carl?
So close to 100 caps. That will be in his mind. A career he's had, to miss out on 100 caps will be hard for him to take. But you've not played any football this season, so maybe Lee Carsley's probably thought, you know what, you'll be in if you get some football. Rico Lewis has took his spot. He's got to win that spot back, get playing, and I'm sure when he's at it, there's no better right back in the league.
Katie, thank you very much for popping back with us a little bit later on. That was a look at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
Backpage review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Join Tesco Mobile and get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. Tesco Mobile. Every little helps. For applicable terms and verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
81089 is the number if you want to send a message this morning. A lot of you having your say about the cost of the tickets for Aston Villa. I'm feeling sorry for Villa fans. Great club, great fans. It's another example of modern day football. Customers, not fans. Vote with your feet. That's from Mark in Bolton this morning. Good morning to Lee. He says, I'm a Newcastle fan. I'm not a season ticket holder. I'm a member, which allows me to buy tickets when available. I bought home Champions League tickets last season and they were £60. I thought that was reasonable. That's the thing. The cheapest ones for these Aston Villa fans at the minute is £87 to be back in the Champions League. It's annoying a few people. You can see why.
Do you know what it is? It's like £1 a minute.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Good math, Gabs.
Okay. Let me just check that. Let me check that again on my calculator. But you know what it is though, Shaban? It's how much is chips, how much is a burger, how much is a pie and chips, how much is a Coke, how much is all this?
A bottle of water's a fortune in a stadium.
Exactly, so you've got to take maybe 4 kids. By the time you've done travel and food, extra £100, maybe more. It's a lot of money for fans, it really is.
I know, exactly that. You can keep your events and your frustrations coming into us.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.